All right, we are working on final flexing, which means we got to clearance everything. So right now, the stock fender is not touched, and none of the inner fenders or bumpers touched on this side. But this side, I just finished up clearancing everything. So as you can see, quite a bit more fender cut for clearance all the way to the light. The bumper was all the way out here, so it's shortened. And now it turns lock to lock and spins nice and freely. I do have to tie up this wiring, but I had to cut a little bit of a hole on this side. The other side hangs lower because of the battery, so we're gonna have to cut a little bit more. And then I also had to clearance some of this, but it spins nice and freely both ways. All it's hitting right now is the wiring, so we're looking good. Let's get the other side clearance. All right, so as you can see, at full bump, it clears just fine, but when you're flexing, the way I have this set up is so that the bump stop will work in conjunction with the coilover. So that means you have a little bit more flex up than you do at full bump. That being said, we still have about 1.5 inches on that coilover, and we're hitting the fender and the bumper. So currently, it won't go up anymore. We have to start shaving the fender and the bumper, which now that we've already done the other side, we'll just take the same measurements, cut that real quick, and then we should be able to get this thing fully stuffed up, and then we got to work on clearancing for turning. All right, so we got full flex and we got free spinning this way. You can see right here, the battery mount is almost touching the bolts right here at full driver. So when you turn passenger or even straight, it just hits it. So we got to cut all that out. We'll remove the battery box first, since it looks like it's just bolted in. And then once that's removed, we'll turn it into it and kind of get some measurements and start cutting. All right, now both sides clear and turn. Definitely had to cut a little bit more out of this side because of the battery location, but everything's clear. And so now we need to build new panels for the inner fenders. This one's pretty small. The other side's just a slight bit bigger, so not too bad. But we got to build those, and then we'll just basically do a whole bunch of cleanup and then double check, make sure all the alignment's good. Get the springs on it, since now that everything clears, we can get the springs on it, so that's pretty awesome. And then yeah, nut and bolt check everything, make sure it's all tight, run the lines for the power steering. I still need to do that. I just got to put the radiator back in to do it, and the radiator's still right here. So yeah, now it's a whole bunch of button up stuff. All right, we got everything buttoned up. We got these inner panels made for both sides. We got the battery remounted, the S-Pod remounted, the fuse box remounted, radiator in, coolant in, power steering fluid in. All the power steering is all ran to the ram down here. Everything is looking good. We got the springs on it. We had the wrong length springs, so we ended up having to do a black and silver, but that can easily be swapped back out. The power steering reservoir, we just kind of bent up this bracket and welded it to the coilover tower instead of the inner fender. So this thing's pretty much ready to go. We do still need to put this in. So this is a line lock. It's just a ball valve basically. And we need to mount this somewhere in here for an e-brake. So that means we're gonna have to pull the center console out, figure out a good spot for it. These shifters have linkage coming back about here. So we can't put it down in this hole, but we can probably put it in here since this is all dead space down here. So that's probably where it's gonna end up. We're gonna take this apart and see. All right, so I pulled the seat out and the center console. I lied, there is a blower motor for rear heat in this thing, but the shifters come to about here, so that gives me this much space to work with. So I should be able to drill in right here. I'll double check underneath. Should be able to drill a hole right here so that I can run brake lines from the frame rail across and then up to that valve. All right, got the whole interior back together. This is where the brake is, and right now it's actually locked, and then if you turn it this way it's unlocked. So you have to hit the brake and then turn it. That's the only way it locks. Very, very tight. That heater comes to like right here, so very tight. That's what I ended up with. Looks super clean in the cab, and underneath it's got two stock style 90s here, and then I just did some wrap on it, secured it, and then it comes up on top of the transfer case there. All right, so that pretty much wraps up this build. He will be coming to pick it up, so see this thing on the trail pretty soon. I also did a strap bar here across, super tight because this hood is almost touching the intake already, but I was able to make it fit. So we did one of those just to help support and spread that load across coilovers, as well as doing the supports down here with the support tubes and the gussets. So things should take some abuse.